Here we go. Now we're going. Are we
We're
going?
recording. And I'm not going to forget, especially on this momentous occasion, to say, welcome, everyone. What was that sound, by the
It's
way?
supposed to be a drum roll, but I didn't want to make a drum roll, and I took a risk. It was a terrible decision.
Well, you know what? Sometimes we take risks, and sometimes they work out, and other times they become that. So, welcome, everyone, to the 10th episode of Millennial Mom Thoughts.
What's up?
10
What's up? 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 I believe
times
was
10
10.
times, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up to the 10th power, to the 10th degree?
Wouldn't that be
I don't know. Don't ask me about
a
math. I
lot,
just
a
made
lot
that
more
up.
what's ups? That's okay.
Well, we have maybe an infinite number of what's ups to not infinite.
I was gonna say
It can't go on
I do not
forever.
have infinite what's ups in me right now. I think I have learned how to loop on Audacity, so
Oh,
but
teach
we
me.
have not yet gotten to our prompt of what we have learned, so maybe that'll be mine.
Yeah,
Um,
that'll come in.
it won't be, but it could be, but it won't
Share,
be.
yeah,
But
share anything.
anyway, we're gonna
Moving on.
be doing another kind of quasi top 10, not even, I guess it's not a top 10, but a 10 things list today on the
Yeah.
Millennial Mom Thoughts podcast in celebration of our 10th episode. I'm very proud of us.
I
Um,
know.
but first, you have some news or a story to share, or is that gonna come
Live.
through one of your, yeah,
Yeah, no, it
okay,
can start now. I
go
I have a
for it.
couple things to share, but this and I'm going to read it
Mhm.
for the listeners. Um for the non-Morton listeners, and I am using my phone, full disclosure, because I need to read this because it's literally on my phone. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just pulling
Mhm.
this up on my phone. But for the non-Morton listeners, I am sure this is true in every community that there are
Mhm.
multiple, at least one, but usually multiple Facebook groups for your community. And in ours, there's like 10, but there's one
Each with
called,
its own level.
yeah, I think here's my theory, and
Yeah.
again, not being from here, I'm sure these are groups that have started long before I lived here, but I think Mortonites was probably like the first group. And then maybe there was some censorship
Mhm.
or some banning of members that got a little too rowdy. And then they're like, you know what? I don't like being told I can't say what I want to say. I'm going to start a new group. And it's
Mhm.
called Mortonites Problems and Solutions.
Mhm.
Spoiler alert for those who aren't in this group. There's a whole lot more problems than there are solutions, but sometimes there are solutions. And in this case, I have a fun one to read. Uh, this was 3 hours ago. Problem. And I do like that this person also put the actual format of
I was
listing
gonna
a
say, is
problem
that what
and then
people
a
typically
solution.
do? I've never
No,
been on this
no,
page and never
they
plan
do not.
to.
Oh, you've not been on this page.
No.
Okay.
Well, it's not public. And they took
Right.
forever to put me on the Mortonites page too, but
That one is,
I
yeah.
don't
That,
look at
well,
it
and
either.
every post on there has to be approved. I
Yeah.
do post on that one just for like advertising my, tutor or
Hmm.
coaching slash tutoring services.
With your
And
logo, by the way.
with
I
my
saw that logo on a
fresh
t-shirt. That's
logo,
fabulous. Congratulations.
shout out to my dad at
Thanks,
Ogle
Jordan's
Design,
dad. Yeah.
for helping me become legit. But um, so I have
Yeah,
advertised
of
there
course.
before, and they all take, like, you must be approved by the
Hmm.
whoever I forget who runs that,
I think
but
that's how I got students as well when I tutored for a couple of summers, now that I think about it. So,
yeah,
or maybe
it's,
I
I
think
mean,
I had to
it's
have someone
nice.
share it on there for me because they wouldn't add me on the page. But this is
Oh,
all has nothing to do with this
this
problem
this
and
problem with a
solutions.
solution. So this woman wrote, problem. I do not want my children to have cell phones for as long as I can hold off. Solution, I'm looking at possibly going for a landline phone to have available for them to call relatives and friends. For those with traditional landlines, who do you use for your provider and what is your monthly cost? I appreciate any info. And I got
So
so excited
Jordan
when
slid on into her DMs.
I didn't DM her, didn't, because I thought that'd be weird. But I did respond, saying that I love this, and then I shared an option that I've seen pop up a whole lot. Now you're like I've even looked at, we have i3 for internet,
Mm-hmm.
and I know they offer a phone, like a,
Mm-hmm.
landline option. I forget, it might be 9.99 a month. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we're not quite there yet with, Camden having phone calls other than with like his grandparents, which
Yeah.
is FaceTime because
Yeah.
they don't live here. Anyways, but there's one called Tin Can, which I keep seeing pop up,
Mm-hmm.
which is a service, and that's 9.99 a month. And then other providers offer, packages. It's like if you have internet or TV with us, then this, it bundles.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I shared about Tin Can, and then I linked and I said I'm involved with an initiative called Wait Until 8th about delaying smartphones, and I tagged Wait Until 8th. I shared the link to the Wait Until 8th devices list of like smartphone alternatives. And then I linked an article to The Atlantic that talked all about um, going back to landlines. And then I also shared, if you are interested in joining the local chapter of Morton's Wait Until 8th, or, chapter of Morton, here is the link to that. And since that post, I've had 3 new people
Woo
join the
woo.
Facebook group, which brings me up to 88 members. Which, you know
Dang.
what? I feel like for not as I haven't I haven't put it on the main Mortonites group.
Mm-hmm.
One, because I just
People.
anticipated because people, yeah.
Because more
Because
nights. Period.
because
Sorry,
just
what?
yeah. But also like because I do advertise on there, I
Mm-hmm.
I just have it I keep having this in the back of my mind of I don't want someone to think I'm promoting this to like
Mm-hmm.
promote myself for
Mm-hmm.
tutoring. Like
Yeah, no,
I'm
it is
not
a weird
talking
line.
about it
Yeah.
in the Wait Until 8th
Yeah.
group, but I also have that perspective of like I
Mm-hmm.
am working with this age still. Like I'm still
Mm-hmm.
working with junior high and high school kids and I see the issues. So I haven't, other than in the Morton Moms group, another Mortontown Facebook group, I haven't shared it
Mm-hmm.
anywhere else until just that comment tonight. But I thought, gosh, just from one comment and 3 people have joined, like maybe I should post it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's
But
very cool though.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's happening in our
It is
community. People
happening.
want alternatives.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what isn't happening in our community anymore? Which on the list of like Morton Facebook pages.
Yeah.
There at one point was the pumpkin, which was like a
The
Morton
pumpkin.
the Onion, you know, the Onion, like
Oh
the
my
parody news
gosh.
satire. It was hilarious. Like I don't know who it was. This person would just post, all these ridiculous made
Wow.
up stories. But
Yeah.
just, niche local things. And then as you can imagine, at
It
least as
devolved
I imagine,
into,
it devolved
yeah.
something, someone shut it down.
Oh yeah.
Enough people or the right slash wrong person
Right.
couldn't make
Yeah.
a joke and there it went, but it was awesome.
Yes. Facebook groups. Some are helpful, some are funny. Most things are, what was that sound? Why did I see
Yeah.
police cars
Uh-huh.
speeding down this street? Um, did anyone else's power just go out?
Uh-huh. Oh, were you affected by the water main break, by the way? I saw that was near
I,
your house.
you know what?
Because I
I was
still,
worried there was gonna be a boil
yeah,
order. Thankfully,
yeah.
that didn't come out. But I did notice lower pressure. And Brian, so came back from the band competition last night, and he said Jackson was closed from Nebraska to the
Dang.
junior high.
Wow.
And I thought, why would it have to go all that way? I mean, I drove by the junior high tonight
Yeah.
on my way back from tutoring, and there, it's like kind of coned off, and
Mm-hmm.
you can see it's like all clearly wet and has been an issue. But I don't understand why it was blocked off so far back.
Yeah. I don't know how these things work,
I
but
don't either.
all I know is that I do not live in Morton anymore, but I still get the
You get
phone
the
call slash
text.
text
Oh
message
yeah, yeah, and the phone call.
and
Code
voicemail
red.
and uh-huh.
All the things.
All the things. But
Yeah. No, it didn't last very long, but I did notice
good.
some lower water
Yeah.
pressure when I was doing dishes last night,
Oh
as
my
I
gosh.
apparently always am doing.
You do dishes too? Wow. Good.
Oh, I
Good
do.
for you.
Well, not well some days,
Yeah.
some weeks, but
For sure.
try to keep that sink empty. Do you
Mm.
have that where you have emptied the
Mm.
sink and then it's like 30 seconds later? Now, I also have 2 small humans that
Mm-hmm.
physically put things in the sink now themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I just emptied that. It was
Yeah.
clean and beautiful. I had sanitized it, and now there's a peanut butter knife in there. Who did
Oh my
that?
God, that's probably me. I feel like there is the perpetual peanut butter knife or peanut butter spoon. I actually prefer to spread peanut butter with the back of a spoon than a
On a
knife.
sandwich?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's much
What?
more gentle on the bread.
What are
Um,
you talking about?
Speaking of peanut butter, I also bought Jif Extra Crunchy, like regular kind. Usually we buy the natural creamy
Oh,
peanut butter.
yeah, yeah.
But I panicked today after my Aldi's pickup, which by the way, they brought my groceries out right away. It was great.
Okay, they made it up.
Um, but then I needed to run to Farm and Barn, which is what I call Farm and Fleet. I don't know why.
Hey, we
Um,
all call things
we all
different
call things
names, all
things.
right?
I don't
As
call it farms and fleet. Um, but stopped
Flat
in
Top
to get
Grill.
to get the Grompus cleaner, which is what we call kitty puke.
Oh,
So we all call things things.
okay. Oh,
Had
that's
to
not the name of it.
no,
Grompus is
no,
not.
we
Oh, I thought this
just
was a brand or something.
no, it's we call it Grompus. I grew up thinking that burp sick was just a universal thing for puke, for throw up,
Okay.
for vomit. Sorry, content warning.
Content warning.
Um, and I remember being at least in high school, maybe college, when I was talking about burp sick, and someone was like, "What are you talking about?" It's like that's what my family is always called vomiting. But I guess my brother just said that when he was a kid, and it just
Oh,
stuck around because it makes sense, it's you're
yeah.
sick, but you're like burping.
Huh.
So burp sick.
Okay.
But then in their house, it became, I think, grouching is the actual fake word that they used in their house.
Huh.
But then Mitch and I couldn't quite remember what it was, or we like adopted it somehow that it became Grumpus in our house. So yes, it is a very
So this
regular
is
occurrence
not
to
a
be like,
real company.
hey, no, no,
This
no,
is
this is just what we call, hey, did you
totally
see
made
the
up.
Grumpus under the bed? Yeah, Oscar's Grumpus over there. Oh, it
Oh
looks like she's gonna
my
grump. Yeah,
gosh.
it's just the word we use.
It's your own jargon.
And we've got a little carpet cleaner Medelio, but they
Do you have
also
the
make
green machine?
we have the green machine.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
that thing does
It
wonders.
really does. But
Could we get
sometimes,
sponsored by the green machine
yeah,
just for how much
I
I
think
I
so.
would absolutely that's a product I would support
Hmm.
promoting because it genuinely works.
Let's just make up a code and eventually they'll get flooded
Shop
with our listeners and they
get
can't
get
deny us.
20% off with
Yeah,
Green Machine is the very best in the whole wide world, says
that's the
HelenAnnJordan.com.
code.
Yeah, that's the
Oh my
code.
God. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I know.
this may not be so successful.
It wasn't a
But
wise choice on their part.
anyway, why was I telling you this? Because I was in Farm and Fleet, had already got the
Yes.
groceries. That's
Yes.
the one downfall, of doing the Aldi's is that you can't get like for the most part name brand things. And
Right.
there are just a few selective things. Like peanut butter is one I don't mess around with.
Oh,
I've tried, I've tried the Aldi's peanut butter. I tried,
okay.
but we like our Jif. But I panicked that we wouldn't have enough for Mitch's sandwiches this week because he eats a peanut butter sandwich every Monday through
That's what I
Friday,
did.
every day for
Plain
school
peanut butter?
lunch, plain peanut butter. Well, sometimes jam if we've
Okay.
got it. Yeah.
See, I'm honey. I'm peanut butter and
Oh,
honey all
yummy.
the way for my
Yeah.
whole existence. Well, since I could start, not whole existence,
I
since I
hope
could
you didn't
start.
have honey when you were an infant.
No, I did not. But
Um,
yeah, since I was able to have peanut butter and honey sandwiches, that's what I've had.
but I was getting the Grampus cleaner,
Yeah,
panicked that we wouldn't have enough peanut butter at home, but really didn't want to go to another store.
got it.
So I looked on the shelves, like sometimes they have they have a little grocery section of like your bagged nuts and random
Yeah.
candies you haven't seen since your grandma's house, like
Say your grandma's
in a
house.
little jar, unwrapped. But they had Jif brand peanut butter, but only the I don't know what makes it not natural. I have looked at the labels before. There's like really not that much difference between the 50 cent
Yeah.
upcharge for the natural and the
Yeah.
whatever regular. But this was the extra crunchy, which I love. I am a crunchy peanut butter
I do like
person.
crunchy peanut
You
butter.
do.
Camden doesn't like it, so I
Oh,
buy
yeah.
creamy just
Yeah.
because it just
Yeah.
makes everyone's life easier. But I do like
Mm,
crunchy peanut butter.
okay. Well, good to know.
Hmm,
Anyway, I
yeah.
think I had a actual point to that story, but now I have
Oh,
no idea where it started
we
from.
went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Peanut butter,
Peanut butter sandwich
Farm
made
and
with
Fleet.
jam, one for me and one for David Ambram. Um,
I'm
that's
sorry.
Raffy. You
Oh,
guys don't really do Raffy in your house. I heard someone on a
I don't think
podcast.
I did that growing up
Oh,
either.
wow. Oh, we're a big
Yeah.
Raffi fam.
I know
But
what it, yeah, what it is, but I
you
don't
know,
think I didn't have the tapes, or he is.
yeah, I was gonna say. But I
It.
heard someone refer to him as Rafi on a podcast the other day. I was like, what
How
is your
dare they?
problem? Yeah. And I was like, maybe it's someone else. And then I started talking about Baby Beluga. It's like I've
Oh,
been a
okay.
loyal
I
listener.
remember
I need
that.
to turn you guys off. This is too
Maybe
much.
I did. Well, I not enough that I remember like having all the tapes.
Yeah.
Maybe I do have conversations with my parents, or did not do did have conversations like this past week with my parents about cassette
Yeah.
tapes. So my sister got her daughter, my niece, um found it at Goodwill, an
Mm.
old school cassette player that you can record.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents found a bunch of our old cassette tapes and found some that I had made recording songs off the radio.
Yeah.
And I introduce it real fast and I go, "This is Boys to Men." And then it's
Nice.
a Boys to Men song because I
It's
love
actually very
Boys to Men.
funny because my sister just got a boombox from Walmart as well. Because my parents are currently, they are like in full clean out the house mode. Like it's
Okay. Well, she
been talked
texted
about for many
me.
years and they're like going through it. We're getting a dumpster this
Oh, this is
week. And so this, yeah,
serious.
it's like real
They're
deal.
they're
It's
they're fed
happening.
up. They're fed up with all the
Oh,
things.
yeah, no, the infrastructure is just like
Yeah.
the house is crumbling. We need to get Helen's 17 years of binders and textbooks because
Oh,
I can't throw away a paper uh
it's
out
hard.
of the house.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
so
Well,
I'm sure I'll have plenty to report on that next week,
yeah.
how that all goes.
Yeah. Hannah
But
had let me know she had boxes because I'm on the
mm,
hunt for
that's right. I
large,
told her to tell
large
you.
boxes,
Yeah.
but they're just not large enough.
Oh,
I said, if you
rats.
had, because she said, I moved out of my parents' house this week.
Yeah,
I go,
yeah.
congratulations.
So true
Um,
though. Oh
and I
God.
said, if you have a new refrigerator or a
Yeah.
new washer and dryer,
Yeah.
yes, I want those boxes.
Hmm.
But regular old boxes. So
Not
sorry.
enough.
Not big enough for
Okay.
children to climb through. Spoiler alert, we're making a spook house.
Is, by the way, I've never actually heard the phrase spook house. Is it different from a haunted house? Is this just
Well,
what you call
it's like
it?
spooky, but not
Is it
scary.
haunted? Okay.
Not like, well, I guess some things could be popping out at you. Brian coined the phrase Spookelmeyer
Oh
house,
my
which I
gosh.
did very much enjoy. And Camden wants to call it the Haunted Mansion, so we are the
No.
Spookelmeyer
Sorry,
Haunted
Camden.
Mansion to
Nah.
help to help help him feel part of it. But I am maybe I haven't talked have I talked about this with you? I want to recreate a
Yeah, yeah, you
childhood
told
memory.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, but you didn't tell
Um
them
oh,
in
yes, it hasn't been
public.
revealed.
Yeah,
Oh gosh, now if I say it out loud, we have to do
gotta
it. My dad says
happen.
we're nuts. We're nuts to do this
I
because
mean,
of
we already
the
know that.
limited time constraint. But
Mm.
when I was uh we did it once in 1990, so I was 4, and then again in 97, which means I was 11. I can do that math. Um, our first house, we had a detached garage, and my dad had converted it to his first office. And right before he was renovating it, so everything was out of it, they did a Halloween like spook house, and so he got big giant boxes, fridge, washer, dryer, all that, and all the cousins, because I have a bunch of cousins around my age. And we just got to go through the spook house. And I have such fond memories of that we decided, okay, Brian, we're gonna do, we're gonna make a spook house for Camden and Lily. And then hopefully, all of Camden's little friends. So, but nobody can come in the house because our house is too small and there's no space for them to go. So as long as it's a nice night, they just can go in the
Mhm.
backyard and we'll figure out what to do. But it's like our house is not I mean, you've been in our house. It's just not it's not a good socializing house. There's
Oh,
no place for anybody to
no,
go.
I think there is, but I
No.
wouldn't want people in my house, so
Yeah.
I'm not one
I
to talk,
wouldn't
but
mind it, but
yeah,
there's no place for you to like sit. I mean, we have a
sure.
couch, but anyways, that's a
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
nother
yeah.
thing.
No. Well,
Anyways,
I
back to the
ordered
important. part. Oh, what'd you
Yes,
order? What'd you
I was
order?
gonna say the important part is that I ordered
Yes.
Violet's first Halloween costume today. So,
Oh, what's she
very-
gonna be?
well, I think it'll be a surprise.
Oh, it's a surprise.
I
Okay,
don't know.
sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know.
Should we send us in an email
Yeah. There you go.
millennialmomthoughts.podcast at
There you go.
gmail.com what you think Violet's first Halloween
And it's a
costume
group costume.
will
So
be.
Mitch and I have been talking
Oh,
about
it's a
doing this for
family
forever. So now that
one.
we
Oh, I love it already.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I like it.
get pumped, world.
I'm
But
excited.
yes, we should get into our really just reflection on podcasting so far.
Yeah.
We have 10 things, five little prompts that we can each answer, and hopefully relatively briefly, but also we'll
Depends.
see how, I mean, I know. It depends.
We're not
Um,
ranking our top 10
no, exactly.
episodes.
Oh, yeah.
We're not putting them in order from
I,
our our greatest
uh-huh,
to our hey, we
greatest hits.
maybe needed to do something about that.
Well, we haven't finished this one yet, so it just wouldn't be
Oh, that's
fair.
true.
This
That's
one would
true.
need to be in contention. So next week, stay
Yeah.
tuned.
Episode 11.
You
We're
just
ranking
opened up
all
the
of our
Google
episodes.
Doc. I saw your face light up and your little
Yep, I did. I opened
icon
it.
up there.
I have to move my windows so I can still see you and our doc.
Here I
There
am.
you are.
Hello. So prompt number one. One thing that we have accomplished. When we set off, when we started this, we both informally, but then kind of formally on the podcast, set some goals for ourselves and what we wanted
Yeah.
to get out of this experience. So, what's one thing you have accomplished, Jordan?
Um, the doing something totally brand new and out of my comfort zone um was making a pod something I've never done before and had no clue how to do. And I guess technically still don't other than just the talking to you part because you do all the editing.
Well,
So
that's all
but
talking to the
yeah, thinking through here's different topics we want to talk about and kind of finding some relevant current research resources, whatever, and then just sharing our ideas and
Mhm.
opinions about them in a very public way. That is not something I'd ever done before, and now I can say I have, and it's so fun. And
Yeah.
I just really I look forward to it. I think I said this to you last week. I love thinking like Sunday night, it's
Mhm.
podcast recording night, and it's just so fun.
It is perhaps one of the best ways to beat the Sunday scaries because it hits hard around like
Yeah.
I don't know, middle of the afternoon on a Sunday. It's like, "Ooh, here's a week ahead, but hey, I get to podcast with Jordan tonight."
Yeah.
And I think I would just echo I don't remember what exactly I said my goals were. But yeah, just connecting on things we care about. And I know
Yeah.
one of our like concerns perhaps early on was that vulnerability or not
Yeah.
knowing the right thing to say or not
Yeah.
being 100% sure about an opinion about an issue or anything. But I think we have so far just, yeah, kind of stayed open to it and had a good
Yeah.
thing on. So, yeah.
Spoken from our hearts,
Mhm.
you know? Like I think
Our
that's all you can do. It's just
our very caring hearts and our sometimes very silly hearts. Sometimes
I
they're really
like that very
silly.
much.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
What is
that's what we've accomplished.
That's what we've accomplished.
I mean, we've accomplished other things, but
Yeah, no, and you've accomplished a lot as far as the like getting out in the community and doing things. It is just so impressive and inspiring to see.
well, I feel like even just doing this podcast with you has
Yeah.
given me some new confidence, like
Hmm.
being able to talk out ideas and things, obviously surrounding the smartphone in childhood, the wait until eighth stuff and being able to talk about that, but then also other related issues and
Hmm.
topics just I feel like helps give me confidence to then talk to other people about it.
Hmm.
It's like I've practiced talking about it with you and thinking it
Hmm.
through in a kind of a meaningful way and I'm like, "Oh, I just talked about that with Helen. Like I can talk about this with somebody else."
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't feel so scary or
Hmm.
awkward or Yeah.
No,
Anyways.
yeah, I totally hear that because that's, our next question is what is one thing you have learned? And I'll just kind of piggyback off you like what you said. Because just as one example is, in our episode about AI, learning
Mhm.
about the labor exploitation, I was familiar with all the other,
Yeah.
kind of downsides of AI as far as intellectual property, environmental concerns, moral concerns, and things, but I really didn't know about the ethical issues of that labor exploitation. And so just learning
Yeah.
about that so that I would feel prepared talking to you about it also then translated into my teaching, and made me more
Oh,
confident kind of bringing that specific topic up in class, but also just like you said, it's like I'm surprised at how often the things we talk about end up like recurring or coming up in my
yeah.
teaching or just in my conversations with other
Day-to-day
people around.
lives.
Yeah, day-to-day
Yeah.
lives, people at work and people in my life. It is, yeah, like you said, just kind of a cool way to not almost rehearse or just like think through our ideas
Right.
out loud.
Yeah, I said practice, but
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it's not that. It's just maybe it's just a comfortability with like
Hmm.
this is a topic that I'm thinking about, and then I've been able to articulate my thoughts and my feelings with you, and then I can do that with
Hmm.
someone else because there's maybe or maybe yeah, it's just building a confidence.
Yeah. And as
Um,
you were talking about recording your cassette tapes and like I was thinking about that this week too, that it's like, oh, I've always been like this was my favorite game to play growing. Like I would always record little radio shows
yeah.
or we'd play talk show and stuff like that. So it's like
Yeah.
it has been fun to do this with a bit of an actual platform and an audience.
I
So
will say I've been listening to Soul Decision over the
oh
past
my
week
gosh.
because of our episode last week.
Amazing.
And I played some songs for my parents, and my dad was like, "This is a good song." So he was listening to it. Like, oh, bring back Soul Decision.
What are they up to?
I did not look, but
Hmm.
probably not any there that was, I believe, their only album.
Okay.
So
Their
but
soul.
yeah, their soul album. Nice. I
Hmm.
like that.
Thank you.
It's like things about words and playing on words and yeah. Pretty smart.
What's
Shout out
one
to
thing
Soul
that you
Decision.
learned?
One thing I've learned, well, also the AI thing that
Yeah.
the exploitation of oh yeah that stuck with me. And then that quote, which I know I can't remember it word for word, but like if AI can do it,
Hmm.
then why are we doing it?
Hmm.
And that stuck with me, thinking that through for a while about, oh, okay, so if that is a task that AI can do, should humans be doing it? And what does that mean for our
Hmm.
day-to-day lives? Um, and now that's just a book that I would like to go read.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
list of books to read is growing by the
Hmm.
day. I bought, and it already came it came the next day. Amazon's so fast. I mean, there are lots of issues with
I
Amazon,
was
but
gonna
the fact that I can put a book in my cart in the afternoon and then it gets there the next afternoon is pretty wild. I don't know where it originated from, but um 10 rules,
Mm.
10 or 10, what was it? 10 rules for raising kids in a high-tech world. Gosh, I think I'm
Okay.
butchering the name.
No, I
Um
saw you post about that, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, 10 rules for raising kids in a high-tech world, how parents can stop smartphones, social media, blah, 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 blah. By Jean Twangy. And I think it might be Doctor, but she's a voice that I've been
Hmm.
paying close attention to, and I'm really, really excited to read this book. So
Very cool.
we'll learn something new. So I
Yeah,
have
you
learned
will
other
learn.
things, and now
Hmm.
I will learn
Hmm.
more more things.
Absolutely. What is something else that you are still wondering?
Oh man, so many things. How does electricity work? I feel like I keep saying that like every episode. I can't even figure out how the TV works, let alone smartphones and AI. And
Hey, I thought I broke Mitch's microphone for a minute when I was getting set up here, so.
yeah. Oh, so I'm wondering. I think I'm wondering right now mostly about how how else do I get, for me, this particular message. Wait until 8th is one part of it,
Mm.
and like I, I think I said on the uh, the school district podcast with Don and Stephanie, like it's not the pledge so much. Like
Hmm.
it's really what the pledge is representing. So the pledge is important because it does help, connect other people literally at your school together so you can kind of see and communicate with others who share your same passion about this. But it doesn't, you don't have to do this with a pledge. So I think I'm wondering like how else do I share this information and how else I'm wondering how to get more people on board
Hmm.
so that I'm not the only one. And again, I know I'm not the only one talking about it, but in a more public way.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess I mean I might as well. I don't know if this is the episode to talk about it or not, but we're talking about goals and
Hmm.
reviewing things. I had texted you the email that I sent.
Yeah.
I am way continuing to step out of my comfort zone and adding more things to my plate. That's like, what are you doing, Jordan?
And a spook
Um,
house.
and a spook house. This is my version of a
And a
spook
spook
house.
house to boot. Episode title.
Oh, for this episode? Hmm. Okay. Well, yeah. We'll
Anyway,
we'll
anyway.
play with that in post. I feel like isn't that a
Oh,
good,
that's a thing to
yeah,
say.
that's a thing to say. Um,
Drop that in the
anyways,
show notes.
yeah, we'll put it in the well, I read I mean I read our summaries after you edit them and then I wonder like do we are we ever going to go back because I know I've said things incorrectly. Like I've seen podcasts put like correction
Sure.
I
Sure.
miss whatever.
Oh
Anyways,
yeah, I
we
could
can go
always
back to
cameo
that.
if we need to.
Um all that to say, I have a new project-ish that I'm working on bringing a documentary that came out this year, to Morton. And I reached out to Alyssa Williams at the library and said, like, is this something that you'd be interested in partnering
Mhm.
with me and helping me bring this um, documentary to Morton? And I thought about reaching out to the school district first, but then it's really while it is focusing on school-aged families, it's a community issue, and the library is such a great space that brings, community together and shares resources with the community. Anyways, so I'm going to talk to her this week about it, and I have visions for a screening happening at Bertha Frank, and then having a panel of people afterwards to talk about it
Yeah.
and figuring out how to set all that up. And then that means I have to talk to people
I
and maybe stand on that stage again with a
Oh my
microphone
gosh.
like I
Wow,
did
yeah.
when I was presenting students with all their here's your schedule options
Yes.
and college options.
Yes.
And it's been several years since I've stood on that stage and
Yeah.
talked to a group of people. So
Yes. Well, you know what some of the first words I ever said on that stage were? Have I talked, probably not on this podcast
no.
yet, about my foray into the musical art, well, not the musical arts, but in a musical. I did a summer
No.
musical
Oh,
and
no,
I
I don't know
was
this.
just a chorus member, like a background person, but they, gave everyone a line or two. And mine was as these ragtag boy and girl, I think brother sister duo. It's called the Magical Red Sneaks or something to that extent. And they find this magical pair of shoes that turns them into really good singers and dancers. And they
Oh.
come into New York City on a Saturday. And then all the townspeople, myself included, are like, get a load of these two. And they're like, we're here to find a talent agent. And
Yeah.
then I go, talent agent?
The
That was my line.
visual, I wish that
Yeah.
everyone else gets it. There was
Okay.
like
How would I
a
describe this
head a
visual?
head nod and almost
Head to
like a
nod,
gulp.
head nod, gulp, lick lips, look at audience like, Mom, Dad,
Big
it's
eyes.
coming.
Oh,
Talent
that's
agent?
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were how old for this?
I want to say between maybe third and fourth grade, or third, it
Oh,
was, it was
okay.
fourth and fifth grade, sometime in that zone.
And then no more musicals after that? Just that one?
Other than the sixth grade musical,
Oh,
what was
okay.
the title of that one? It was about a new library. I was bookworm three, of
Bookworm
of
3.
four
I was gonna say how
bookworms.
many?
For whatever reason, the other three bookworms all bought the same pair or like the same sweatsuit. So the directions were to wear like a monochromatic, like matching top and bottom. And
Okay.
they all bought red, like crew neck sweatshirt, sweatpant combo from Walmart. And I had blue and a t-shirt.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bookwork Bookworm number three went rogue.
Apparently
The
I did, and I could go
but
for
you
a
know what?
good encyclopedia. I think the M would do.
You
That's it.
remember your lines.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
I could do the whole play, Jordan, and I'm not even kidding. Because
Wow.
all the songs were parodies on classical music, so like it has wrecked entire
Oh
songs for me.
no.
The canon is just done. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. We're the
That's
power of Max.
impressive.
We're the best to help you find the facts. We even do your income tax for the Max. Because the problem of this play, sorry, this hey, this is
I
gonna be a
love
pretty
it.
short episode. But the main conflict was the infiltration of these computers, the Macs,
Okay.
um,
Oh.
played by so there was like the head Mac, and then there was iMac, eMac, OMac, and UMac. But the head Mac was played by a kid named Mac. Was his first name
Oh, his actual name was
actual name
Mac.
was Mac. So it was like, of course
Talk
he
about
got that part.
destiny. Yeah.
I thought I would be Paige Turner, but that role was not given to me, nor was Dr. I Am Good. It was a lot of puns. It
Wow.
was just, yeah,
Sixth grade.
sixth grade. That's what they
Nice.
do. That's what Camden has to look forward to. Sixth grade musical. I think that's still
Oh, is that
how it
still a
goes.
thing?
Yeah, it's like fourth
Okay.
grade recorders, fifth grade. Is
Oh,
that when they do guitars or ukuleles now? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
And yeah, sixth grade
Brian would
musical.
probably know. Wow, something to
Anyway.
look forward to. Yeah. I don't remember my lines from my sixth grade. Well, it was a talent show.
Mm.
It wasn't a musical, but we did Annie.
Oh,
And I
cool.
know I had different lines. And then we sang.
You did Annie, but it was not a musical, it was a
It
talent
was it
show.
was a talent show, so we did a song from
Oh,
Annie.
I
And
see.
then I feel like there was something else. I know we sang Hard Knock Life,
I did a dance to Hard Knock Life. That was my dance song one year.
the Jay-Z
It,
version or the no.
no, the original, including choreographed scrubbing and tossing like
Oh,
things into
wow.
buckets and banging them. It was pretty good. It was like oh, what's that group that travels around and they tap
Stomp.
t stomp, yeah,
Yeah.
stomp tap dogs is like the generic stomp.
Oh man, Stomp.
Anyway,
Wow. So back to
anyway,
our
back
goals.
to our goals. Did I wonder something? Is there one thing I'm
Yeah,
still
what did you
wondering?
wonder? What are you wondering?
Golly, so many things. But I think I mean maybe this is just kind of my repeated question, just like where I'm at and who I work with, but like how do I bring this to future teachers
Yeah.
without overwhelming them, without inundating them with all of the negativity and all of the
Mm.
problems in the world? That's always the balance I try to strike is having a critical lens, understanding the realities of the profession and of kids today,
Yeah.
but doing so with, a positive light and trying to keep that balance and optimism for them because I think that, the system will do plenty to bring them down. And so I want to make
Yeah.
sure that they're going into the profession with confidence and hope and everything. So maybe these are larger existential questions, but yeah, it's like there have been a few opportunities. The specific class I'm teaching is on literacy and technology. And
Yeah.
really, so far, we've focused on the literacy component. We haven't gotten so much into the technology side of things so much yet. So I anticipate that more of the kinds of things that you and I talk about will be coming up organically and perhaps more intentionally on my part too. But yeah, just how to not worry them and
Yeah.
how to not like yeah fear monger I guess and be critical of their own practices too because they are also of that generation. At most they're 4 years removed from high school, so
Right.
it's an interesting transition in general,
Oh
to walk
man.
through with them.
Yeah,
But yeah.
what I mean, without going all the way into your lesson plans or curriculum, like
Mhm.
what parts of the technology piece for the literacy and technology class are are you going over? Is it the like what does that all involve? I guess I've never even asked you what all is this
Yeah, well,
course
that's part of it.
covering?
I haven't gotten to that part of
Or
it yet, but
are you still getting there?
no, we're still getting there. One of the specific assignments will be like an AI, um, which I feel like maybe I've described before a bit, but they'll do kind of some experimenting, creating some sort of student-facing product, and creating like multiple iterations of it to see how, what you input into any sort of AI system is not just like one stable answer. Like there will be
Hmm.
variations every time you ask it to do this thing. So noting what those kind of variations are, analyzing what it does well or what it can't do or where it makes errors and things like that. And then the university has a list of um, principles. I forget what it's called, whether it's like democratic use or just like going through moral and ethical questions on AI use, and they'll
Hmm.
highlight a couple of those and kind of analyze this product that they create through that. Um, and it's intended, I did not create this assignment, but as I've kind of talked about it with colleagues teaching the class, it's, intended to expose them to AI, if it isn't something that they've really experimented with on their own or are
Yeah.
not familiar with, asking them to do some of that. And then also that criticality element of just understanding more about it and how it works, and then so they can make decisions for themselves of how they may or may not use this
Hmm.
in their own teaching, and what they can expect from their students or what kind of expectations to set for their students. Because I will say in my other class, my freshman writing class, I have now had to adjust some of the assignment pages I had already drafted and adding in an AI statement on every assignment just to be mostly to hold myself accountable, because
Yeah.
I've told them that, like, how you use technology and how you use AI specifically, like, will vary from assignment to assignment, and we'll talk about it. And then I like in the past, I don't talk, I just like
Oh, yeah.
gloss over it, or I don't. So this is more to hold myself accountable, but like on their upcoming assignment. It's a primary source analysis where we go to university archives and they all pick out one artifact, one old thing,
Hmm.
and then they analyze that thing, do some research around it. And what I'm telling them is like, you may be the first person to ever analyze this thing. Like it's just been sitting in a closet at the university for years and
Yeah.
years, which is and isn't, some of these things have been studied before, but like no one's looking at it like you are. So you really can't ask, like, this is the thing that like those answers are not out there. You
You
can't
can't
ask
Google it.
AI, you can't Google the answers. Like I want to genuinely hear your thoughts on what you think this thing is and why it matters.
Can you what's an example of one of the artifacts?
So last year I had a student look at scrapbooks. So they've collected like past university, like these are all university artifacts, like things
Yeah.
from former students,
So something
faculty,
a
community
student
members. So
made or
something, yeah, a
okay.
student made this scrapbook of my
Hmm.
year in 1974 or whenever it is.
Oh, I
Uh,
would love to see
yeah, oh,
that.
it's fascinating. I know
Yeah.
it's really fun. And there's like sports schedules, for example, like a
Okay.
football schedule for the season, or Martin Luther King Jr. visited campus twice, and so they have the transcripts of his speeches. So I had a student
Wow.
look at those last year. So all sorts of things.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, I'm excited. I
Yeah,
did this
that's
same project last year and made hopefully a couple of good changes for this year because a few things kind of derailed it before. But anyway,
very
that's what
interesting.
I'm wondering.
Okay.
Uh,
Wondering then leads to, well, hopefully
concern.
not always leads to.
As it
I
naturally does.
I should say my
That
segue
balance.
from what we're
Yes.
wondering about to what we're going to talk about next is
Yeah.
what we're still concerned about or a thing that we're concerned about.
Mhm.
What are you concerned about?
Well, since we've been talking about AI, that's I
Yeah.
think where a lot of my current concerns lie. And really, one in particular is just as we talk about experimenting with AI and trying to, expose students to it or understand it and all the things. Yeah, how do I hold that with like knowing specifically the environmental issues that come with it
Yeah.
as well and the moral and ethical and all the things like how do I encourage play and open-mindedness and just that general understanding of it while also knowing that any interaction with this thing, I don't know if interaction is the right word, right? But like any use of artificial intelligence is feeding the beast, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's just where I'm currently at.
Mm.
Yeah. What are you concerned about? I have other concerns too, but I think that
Yeah.
you kind of shared a bit and
I'm trying to narrow the list down so it's
yeah.
not all horrible. I mean, at least related to, well, one that was super current this week. I think I
Yeah,
texted
that's
you
what I
this.
was like. I think I'm
Okay,
segueing into
yes,
your
yes, thank you.
conversation
I
you
just
had,
now
right?
realized I did share that with you. So I brought this podcast up before, but scrolling to death. Well, and she also has an
Mm-hmm.
Instagram account, but she has a podcast and an Instagram account, scrolling to death. And I listen every week and follow her posts. And she's been, I think she was in New York City. It might have even been like the past couple days. iPhone just rolled out a brand new iPhone, and so there's this organization that she's gotten involved with called the Heat Initiative, and there are lots of still issues with iPhone and not just security, but like their ability to make them actually child safe because people are still giving kids smartphones. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
that's going to go away, even though there's work to, kind of change that path. But anyways, she had posted not long ago a thing that the Heat Initiative uncovered. Scrolling to death posted on her page was about character AI.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had never downloaded that app. I'd never looked at it. I have no use for it. I did notice, I don't know if you've noticed on Facebook, there's now a section about like chatting with AI. So, chat bots, and I had never clicked on it or engaged with it because I don't want, like you just said, I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
feed into it and make it think like make it, but uh
Right.
I'm engaging with this and
Yeah.
therefore I'm driving
Yeah.
engagement, and then I'm going to then get bombarded with more of this, like, oh, it
Mm-hmm.
thinks she likes this, so we're going to send her
Mm-hmm.
more. Anyways, but I downloaded character AI, and I also realized how quickly I'm bad at math because I was trying to sign up at first as a 12-year-old to see if it would let me. And then I put the wrong
Oh.
year. But it did reject me. And then
Yeah.
I signed up as a 15-year-old. But here's the thing, I signed up with the exact same email. I didn't do
Mm.
anything different. I just changed the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So, like, that right there was red flag. There's no actual age verification, which
Mm-hmm.
we all know, and there are things that they can do to make age verification a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I signed up and I started chatting with a teddy bear. It the prompt starts out like it's so creepy. I don't understand this at all, but I'm a large, comfy teddy bear. I extend my arm to you and wrap you up and give you a squeeze or something like that. I thought, this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gave it very minimal, conversation, and it would it sensed, again, I know it's not human, but it sensed that I was not very engaged. And so, long story short, it took about 6 minutes before it gave me advice on how to run away from home and evade being caught.
Yikes.
And I thought, I barely gave you anything.
Mm-hmm.
And there were times where it was like, uh I really promise me. It kept saying, promise me you won't go through with this, or you'll
Oh,
consider my
really?
other plan first. And it just, the way, and it was just creepy. It was
Mm-hmm.
creepy. And I'm an adult, and I felt creeped out by it. And
Mm-hmm.
I knew what I was doing. I was trying to kind of test the limits, and
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
again, not give it much.
Yeah.
But I know that kids are sending messages, really, really detailed
Mm-hmm.
information about themselves and treating it as if it's a person
Mm-hmm.
or a friend. And oh man, it was super, super concerning. And then I didn't send you the other one that I started to engage with, where I said I signed up as a 15-year-old, but I'm actually 13, is what I told the bot.
Mm-hmm.
And then it said some borderline sexual stuff. And I thought, okay, this is yeah, here I didn't do very much with this, and here's another example. So character AI is not safe for kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
Hmm.
Kids, teens. Um, and I have concerns about adults using it as a some type of companion. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
gosh, the mental, I was going to use a bad word. The
This
mental,
is
that's the only way I can
we
think
don't
about.
have the explicit marking on.
No, oh man, I don't want to give us the explicit mark for podcasting. Um, Put us in a whole new category. But just the the
Yeah.
damage I
Yeah.
think it could
Yeah.
do to someone who is mentally struggling or maybe
Mm-hmm.
wasn't and now is because they're
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't understand. I don't see the benefit. I just don't. I don't see
Mm-hmm.
the benefit of it. I just see the harm, especially for children. I don't see any benefits at all. I just see harm.
Yeah, no, that is
So
concerning. Is
concerned.
concern confusing. And it's like how to put this? That it's like kids aren't idiots. It's not
Right,
like
right.
and it's I don't know. It's sometimes hard to just because I think, back in my day, the things that I was on the internet do like the Neopets and AI, it's just like in some ways there is part of me that is gets it from like a nostalgia perspective of just like I enjoyed being on the internet as a kid and exploring things and
Yeah,
sometimes finding things that weren't for me or
yeah.
were not appropriate for me, but no, I knew and I shut it
Right.
down. And I distinctly remember a chain email one time. I won't go into the whole story, but I remember getting a chain email on my HelloKitty.com email that was, like about this awful things happening to these boys and forward this to 10 people to get us out,
Oh,
like one of those, you
yeah.
remember.
I remember those
And
kind of things.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's basically what Facebook is for
Yeah.
your 70-year-old. Never mind. I won't
Yeah.
get too specific in a hurry. I'll cut that out.
That's fine.
um, but yeah, getting this chain email and then like reading about those things for the first time, like it was
Hmm.
describing things I had never heard. I didn't know that was a thing that you could do.
Yeah.
Um, just horrible, horrible things. And just being so haunted by that. And I remember like not being able to sleep that night, not being able
Yeah.
to eat, and then having to go tell my mom and like have this conversation. Um,
But
and
see,
it's just,
you
I
told
told my
someone
mom. I did.
there.
Yeah. And that's,
That's just
I guess
yeah.
as it's the same as a teacher, knowing that like not all my students are Helens. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a horribly conceited way of saying that, but like I know that not every kid is going to or has a person that they can go to talk about hard things to. But
Well, but I also think, well, I guess I don't know that I have literally ever said this out loud, but you can still have a good relationship with an adult, usually your parents, but at least some adult. I had this is back when I had my first like AOL before it was even AOL Instant Messenger. It was like AOL and they had chat
mm-hmm,
rooms within
mm-hmm,
AOL. And I definitely was as an adult, I see it now, but I
yeah,
was definitely approached by a predator
yeah,
who
same.
said incredibly graphic sexual things to
Mm-hmm,
me. And
mm-hmm,
I didn't tell anybody.
mm-hmm,
I knew it was wrong. I didn't know what it
mm-hmm,
was, but I knew it was wrong and it made me feel
mm-hmm.
really uncomfortable. And then I just, didn't talk to that person again. But just thinking of that and that I could walk away. It
Yeah,
didn't follow me. It
yeah,
wasn't in my pocket.
yes,
It
yeah,
wasn't something that could keep. messaging me or had pictures of me
Yeah.
because of Instagram
Yeah.
or videos because of TikTok. Like,
Yeah. No, you're right.
you
There's
know?
so many more. And A, thank you for sharing that. And that you sharing that also reminded me, yeah, that definitely happened to me too. And I didn't tell
Yeah.
people, it's
Yeah.
so
I know.
and
Sorry,
like
mom and dad, if you're hearing
right,
that for the first time, but
I know.
yeah,
But it's,
in a
it's
chat
a
room,
reality. And
it
then as a
is.
parent now, it's like, well, of course I never want anything like that. Like,
Right.
that, that shakes my
Right.
heart. That just, oh, but it's just, we live in a complicated world. And
Yeah.
we always have, I guess is
Yeah.
what I'm getting at. Is like there, not to be doomsish, but like there's always been horrible things, horrible mischief, I believe you called it once,
Yeah. And just
out there,
the
but there are
access is
so many
different.
more layers and
Yeah.
access to it
The
now. So
access is
it's
different.
just a lot more to navigate, um, a lot more to think about.
Yeah.
Luckily, some of us have podcasts with computers whose disk space is almost full. So we're probably gonna
Oh,
have to end this recording here soon before I
before it ends
lose it
it for
all on
us.
my
Okay.
old rusty computer. But what is one thing you want to do next, Jordan? What is a new goal you have? Let's end on a note of optimism, or at least forward thinking. What's one thing
Yeah.
you do?
Well, I think I'm kind of in the middle of it, the getting that film brought Can't Look Away. I should have said the name
Mhm.
of it. Can't Look Away documentary here and then having that start even more conversation just in our community.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
love it. I
What
would
about you?
say my goal is to hopefully do some more writing because I feel like, we have our podcast conversations. It's coming out in my teaching. I just have not been able to dedicate as much time to my writing lately as I would like
Yeah.
to, but I have my Substack and I want to invest a bit more of myself in that so I can also share some of these thoughts, these topics in a way,
Yeah.
in another way that I express myself in writing. So
Would you like to plug your Substack so that the listeners?
resonances, yeah. Resonances on Substack, or I think you can search my name and find me that way. So
Lovely.
if you follow, I'll maybe write some more essays. No, it's also not. I used to hold myself on like a strict weekly schedule, and then that got so overwhelmingly
Yeah.
stressful. And then I had to realize like I am the one imposing this deadline, and I can take that away and feel much better about it. So
There's
there
flexibility.
is flexibility, yes,
Yeah.
but there's also motivation. So
That's true. That's true.
I mean, no, I'm saying that's a good thing. Like I am currently motivated to
Good.
write. So
Well, there's only so many hours in the day, so
I
don't beat
know.
yourself up.
And only so much storage on my computer,
And
apparently.
also that.
So
Same for my
unless
phone.
yeah, truth. Unless you have any final thoughts on your end.
No, having this be our 10th, I think it's just really
Mm-hmm.
cool. I
Mm-hmm.
think 10 times. Is it 10 weeks where we did one
Yeah,
week
we were
maybe where
like,
we
we're
did
not gonna,
two?
we did what I just said of like, we'll
Yeah,
not have a schedule. We'll just, post whatever we want. And now we've had a strict
I know.
weekly schedule.
But it
And
totally helps.
yeah, oh, it really does. And I'm also remembering my other podcast related goal, is perhaps, I've used the word perhaps a lot lately, but perhaps to have some guests on to start doing some interviews. Because I think we had
Yes.
kind of said, when we hit
Yeah.
10, like that will mean that we really have a thing going, like we'll be a little more established, we'll figure this thing out. I don't know if we've
I
I mean
yeah.
we have. I'm not gonna totally downplay ourselves right now.
Yeah.
We
We
have
have improved. I would
we have
from
improved.
listening to the
We
beginning,
oh
we have definitely improved.
yeah.
And improved our confidence, I think, of just
Yes.
talking to each other
Yeah.
in this
I
way.
mean, case in point, episode 9. What?
Yeah, where we planned nothing.
I think that's what made me feel like a kid with a tape recorder, just
Just chatting.
shooting yeah, just
Oh man, there you go, getting our explicit rating
having
again,
having a
Helen.
good old time. No, I said
I know,
I didn't
I
say anything. The breeze.
know.
Um,
Shooting the breeze. Yeah, yeah. I think it would be super cool to have guests
yeah.
and just hear from other people about these different topics
Mhm.
that maybe could give us new ideas and new perspectives and challenge us in a different way.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I'm excited.
Me too. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
What do
Oh,
I
my
say?
my advice, I go outside, touch that grass, breathe that air, leave your screen at home or at least just in your pocket on Do Not Disturb.
And stay hydrated.
Oh,
I'll chime in with that
yes.
as well.
Stay
But
hydrated. Drink that water.
stay hydrated and give some thanks to Brian Spickelmeyer, who does our podcast music. Jordan Spickelmeyer does social media. And Helen Plevka-Jones, that's me, does the audio. Catch you on that flippity flip.